going on? What's going on, people? This is yours truly, you know, Mel. Haven't gone live in a little bit, but I'm here. Uh, this may sound a little strange. It may not. It may be fine to you. I don't know. I see people going along, putting out their content, doing their thing, struggling, doing what they do. Caesar, appreciate you. Yeah. Nothing wrong with the trolls. Love the trolls. Appreciate you. Miss you. Love you. Peace to you. Namaste. All that stuff. I don't know, but this may sound strange. I've been slowing down on my content because I don't really want to just throw stuff out there. Maybe people like doing that stuff. Maybe it's the way to go. I get it. People are trying to stay ahead. How much have I saved up? I will not reveal that number, how much I've saved up, but um, I'm doing I'm doing decent. I'm doing decent. I will reveal, that at another later date and time. But appreciate you for asking. For those people he's been talking about by saving by the numbers, I am on week 20. I'm glad you asked that question. I had to put that other video. I had to put that other video on unlisted because most people wasn't paying attention. I actually did week 19 twice, but I'll explain that in the next video. I am gonna keep going. So this week is actually week 21 of me saving by the numbers. It's still actually $8 May. You know how it is. I've been watching but not commenting. Appreciate you for that. Yeah, appreciate all those that support that. But that goes in line with what I'm saying. I guess this sounds strange. I don't want to just throw out content to throw out content. I don't want to put stuff out there just because I'm trying to keep up with watch time or numbers or whatever the case may be. Okay, go on with today's stream. Yeah, thank you. Today's stream is just basically about content. Like how much content is too much content. When should you just chill? What do you do when you hit a creative block? How do you get yourself out of a funk? Where do you go with all this stuff like that? Because my channel is for lack of a better way of putting it, is a variety channel. But sometimes you don't have that variety. Sometimes you don't have that inspiration. What do you do? When it comes to things like this, creative pursuits, hobbies, stuff like that. What do you do when you're going through different things? I mean, so it may sound strange. I don't want to just put out content to put out content because it can be the way to go. You're funny, drunken one. I don't know if they call you Uncle Drunken One, but appreciate you for being here. It is what it is. According to YouTube, there is never too much content. According to YouTube, yes, Caesar, there's never too much content. But for the average person, that can put out content in a day, how much do you want to saturate, your channel or your subscribers airwaves with, content from you? Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Go all Got all the love, buddy. Yeah, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. Appreciate that, drunken one. Shout out to everybody, all two or three of you that's here in the chat. And like I said, I'm just expressing my thoughts. Wasn't even gonna go live today, but it is what it is. True on saturation could be a bad thing. Yeah, no, there's a lot of oversaturation out there. So I think about it when I'm putting out content. Sometimes the reason you don't see me put out a lot of different stuff. What's up, Pink Kisses? Appreciate you. A lot of times you may not see me put out content, or it may seem like I'm slow or not really as inspired. It's because I get overwhelmed sometimes myself. Llama Monster. There was a llama. He was a monster. End the story. But anyway, cut the check. But anyway, I just look at it when it comes to content, because and the reason this is even relevant, this live stream or whatever, is because sometimes when I'm looking on my phone and I'm seeing all the content, all the notifications that go off, I'm saying to myself, damn, how does anybody have time to even watch all this stuff? How does anybody have time to try to keep up with all these different people? So it's like, as has been, discussed or said many times, you try to keep up with the people that you're familiar with, or the people that are your favorites, or whatever the case may be. There's a new video from Green Bay Wacky. Shout out to Green Bay Wacky. Scott King, shout out to you as well. Shout out to all 7 of you people in here. Like I said, it may sound strange. I don't believe in just throwing out content for the sake of throwing out content. I've done it before. I just do what I want. Yeah, a lot of people do what they want on here. Shout out to Caesar as well, even if it's the same person. It's all good. But I don't know. Like I said, Forget the tagline. I'm just saying my philosophy. Appreciate the people that's going back and forth and whatnot. I'm not. It's not clickbait. This is not a clickbait video. This is just me expressing my thoughts. This is just me talking for a few minutes. I can't believe I'm almost at 5 minutes into this video. But to me, I just believe that when you put out certain content, when you're doing certain things, it should serve a purpose. What's going on, Fat Boy? I appreciate you for coming through. Like I said, the reason I said for those people that I'm still repeating myself, they hate when I do that. Hold on, somebody just came in. I didn't see who it was. What up in pro wrestling, Mr. Cool? What's up, Mr. Cool? Appreciate you for coming through. The reason I said what I'm saying is just because I don't know, man. You got to pace yourself with this stuff. It just, I don't know. You be online, sometimes you competing with stuff and you trying to get attention and you fighting to get your content out there and you fighting to see what the motivation is. You go from different platform to platform. Sometimes you're on YouTube, sometimes you're on Instagram, sometimes you're on Facebook, sometimes you're on Twitter. Different things like that. Like I said, this may not be the most interesting live stream to some folks to hear, but these are just my thoughts. This is not a rant. Like I said, I wonder how you may feel about it when it comes to content. Do you believe, you should just put out content for the sake of putting out content? I have a birthday today. I turned 51. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. 51. Is it true? Happy birthday to you. But anyway, there you go. Mr. Cool, happy birthday. So there it goes. Happy birthday, Mr. Cool. I like your name. Nothing wrong with that. Some people call me Mr. Cool, the ladies, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. But I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about. Like I said, I ain't gonna be on here too long, just long enough to make an impact. And I see a lot of you out there. I know a lot of you out there trying to keep pace. YouTube has changed. It's so much competition out there. I do this for me. I don't give a crap if anyone watches me or not. I believe you, Llama Monster. I really do believe you when it comes to that. Llama Monster have the most obscure, video. It could be something about banknotes. It could be one of his videos he was talking about, do video game, and it could be it could be something in your backyard. So I know you do this for you, and you should do it for you. But it doesn't hurt when people pay attention. It doesn't hurt when, you get a certain amount of love or attention and stuff like that. But it shouldn't always be about that. Drunken One. Okay. Shout out to everybody from Drunken One. We appreciate you back. I don't know. It's a story, fire. Check it out. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. I don't know. These are just my thoughts on the matter. Like I said, everybody ain't gonna agree. Everybody ain't gonna care. It is what it is. I just feel for anybody, that's out there, who's a small creator or somebody out there trying to get ahead and do their thing, and there's a struggle out there to try to get attention. There's a struggle out there to fight your way through the crowded, the oversaturation. Like they say, everybody and their mama got a new YouTube channel. Everybody and their mama got a Twitter. It seems like there's always something going on. And like I've said many times, I guess if you find the passion or what your goal is or what your drive is for this thing, then it's important to keep going and keep moving, as it pertains to that, as long as it's still fun. And I say that to anybody. When you're on these platforms, when you're on these social medias, when you're doing these things, let it be fun. For me, a lot of times you may not see me because sometimes it may not be as fun. Or sometimes, I don't want to just put something out just to put something out. Free to be me, Barbie. Appreciate you. Howdy. Hopefully all is well with you. Shout out to you from the east to the west coast. You already know, west side. Anyway, like I said, it just strange to me when you just putting out content because you want to connect, you want to be in that right audience, and sometimes you have to realize that all your subscriber base is not really your whole audience. Sometimes you may meet people in a live stream. Sometimes you may meet people because you did vlogs at one time. Maybe you did a comedy video. Maybe you did a cooking video. Whatever it is that somebody may have liked from you at some point may be the reason why you've accumulated subscribers over a certain amount of time. And then there's the whole YouTube factor with how, I don't want to say they're shadow banning or, they don't share your content to all of your subscribers. So I've done videos and there have been people who don't even know that I put out a new video. There's like 6-7 months worth of content that my own subscribers don't even know that I have. That's a whole other separate issue in itself, but, what are you going to do? Nice to see you. It's nice to see you as well, Bobby. I'm just really talking. This isn't our rant, but these are just my thoughts. what I'm saying here, Bobby, for those that they hate when I repeat myself, is just it may sound strange, but I believe when it comes to posting content, let it have a purpose, let it have a reason, not just for the sake of doing it. Well, it keeps it real. If that's why you stop here. Thank you. I appreciate that, Fat Boy. I try to keep it as real as I can. But for me, and I say this to you folks because I know there's a lot of people out there who are frustrated. I know there's a lot of people, especially, who want to do things on YouTube or social media and stuff like that. And it can be stressful, and I wanted to express that myself because I know the struggles. Sometimes you put out a video, you put work into it, you edit it, you come at it from a different angle, and you get 5 views or 6 views, or it takes you 3-4 months to get to 50 views, and you like, damn, I'm looking over at this person who's doing an ASMR on eating lipstick, and they got 3-4 million views. Like, you start asking yourself, what am I doing versus what they're doing? And you got to understand, it's just understanding your audience, knowing what your target market is. Sometimes you may be on Facebook, or you may be on Twitter or YouTube or whatever, but you have to tap into that particular market, or you have to connect with those channels, those group of people that are doing the same things that you're doing. If you're into live streams, then maybe you need to be in live streams, networking and connecting with people in live streams. If you're in the makeup videos, then maybe you need to be on the makeup videos in the groups and stuff like that going there, vlogs, etc., tech videos, etc., etc. So it boils down to that. But then it all comes down to, doing the work, watching people's videos, going there, communicating. It's time consuming. So when it comes to all this, it has to be worth it. Even like with me doing this video, I mean, it has to be worth it. I feel like I'm speaking to somebody, you could relate to where I'm coming from. When you put content out there, it has to be worth it. That's why I say it sounds strange, because, it may sound strange to you, it may not sound strange to you. I'm really in this mode of, if I'm releasing videos and putting stuff out there, I don't want to waste your time. Like, I can relate to the people that come to this video and say, hey, you know what? He's talking. Let me listen. 1, 2, 3. I'm out. And that's that. I get it. Like I said, sometimes I'm on some other people's videos. I'm watching. I'm like, okay, time is going by. Okay, it's 10 seconds. It's a minute. It's 2 minutes. All right, what is this about? Boom, I'm out. So I get it, and with all the people that are vying for your attention, like I said, I better be saying something real. I better be saying something relevant, and vice versa to you. I say to a lot of you folks on there, like I said, you want me to come to your channel, you want me to watch your videos, you better be saying something relevant. You better be saying something significant. I don't care how much I like you, I don't care how pretty you are, I don't care how much money you got, I don't care about your subscriber base, I don't care what you got going on. If it's not interesting, at some point, I'm gonna veer off to the side. I'm gonna exit, stage left, stage right, whatever it is, and that's just the way it is. That's why I guess it sounds strange. Maybe I come from a strange point, because sometimes we get into the habit when we release videos, when we put out content, I gotta keep pace with my peers. I gotta keep pace with the people that I'm competing with, or that genre of people. I mean, the ASMR videos may be popular, so I gotta keep up with that. The print videos may be popular, so I gotta keep up with that. Like, I was on this thing at one point where I was like uploading daily vlogs, which is a hard thing to do, or you're trying to, do little, vignettes or talking videos. I mean, trying to release content out every day, it's a hard thing. And then think about this. On top of trying to release content every day, you're trying to watch people's content every day. Then you're trying to think of creative ideas to come up with, and then ways to do this without getting sued or copyright strikes or banned, or maybe you said something that's considered hate speech or whatever. So you have all these different things, and it's just a interesting way of trying to maneuver it all. And sometimes you have to take a step back and just look at it all from a different level, from another point of view, because it's not always easy. It's not always easy, especially with, people bombarding you with content, and then feeling like you're bombarding them. Like, even with this, like I said, I could do a live stream, but unless I really have something to say, or a point of view that I'm coming from, or something engaging or interesting to you, it's like, well, why am I here? What is the point? Even this video, well, what's the point of you watching this video if I don't really have something to say? And I particularly say that to people. If you're going to come on here, at least have something to say, something that's relevant to people, something that can add value, something that can entertain people, something that can make people think, laugh, cry, whatever the case it is. You could walk away from this video and say, you know what, hey, maybe that person, thank you, Barbie, maybe that person said something that's relevant to my situation. And I think one of the things we suffer from on social media with people in society and this internet, of things that we do, is that too many people are out there saying nothing. Too many people get famous for just being absolutely mediocre. And it bothers me, and I know it has to bother a lot of you out there. Like, because some of you, even on this chat right now, that are watching, that are listening, that are seeing the replay gang, shout out to you. You know, you'll put out content, and I know you've been there. I know you've been there. I know whoever it is, even if it's just one of you, I know you've been there. I know you've put in a whole bunch of work into your stuff. You went out there, you set it up, you edit, you got your camera, you wore your makeup, you even probably did an interview or whatever it is, and you may not get the response that you're supposed to get. And then you look over at somebody else and you're like, damn, they ain't even got the camera angles right. They ain't even got the full HD. They ain't even set up the set. They just kind of went out there, bam, and they hit it and got a moment and whatever, and it tapped into something and became viral. And you're like, damn, what am I doing wrong? Like what's happening? And sometimes the reality of it is it's just not your moment. A lot of times we have to grow and maturate and mature and become whatever it is that we need to become to get to that moment. Just like with me, my moment hasn't come yet. I've had spurts, I've had flashes, it's all good, but I haven't had my moment. And the question is, when your moment comes, will you be ready for it? When it hits, will you be prepared for, everything that's coming? And sometimes you don't get to that moment unless you stay, in the fight, in the hunt. If it's like, if this is really important to you, if there's something really of value, of significance, of worth, will you be able to go the distance? And the reality is, which is a fair statement to say, a lot of us aren't going to go the distance. A lot of us ain't going to receive the success or achieve the level of fame or the money that we may want out of this. But, it's there if you want it. Let me see what Bobby is saying. You know why I gave up? I spent endless hours editing, doing everything right, and doing everything wrong always wins. The evil runs this site. I don't know. It's still room for everybody. It's just it's an agricultural thing, Bobby. Seed time and harvest. It's like I tell people, if you're going at it and if this really means something to you and you haven't hit it yet, that means it may be a time for a different strategy. It may be a different way to visualize this or something else to do. Sometimes people haven't hit their stride for their moment. Sometimes your moment may last 15 minutes. Like I say, everybody got 15 minutes of fame. Sometimes it's 15 hours, 15 days, 15 years, whatever it is. I know I haven't hit my moment yet, but will I get my moment if I stop and I don't keep progressing and pushing forward and going for it now? Probably not. They said, the only way to really lose in a situation, is the visual choice. And I know the what it's like, to try to go the distance and not get there. I can't see tossing time into something that nobody cares about. I agree with you. Bobby. I mean, you don't want to toss time into something that nobody cares about, but you should care about it. And if I want people to see a video, I'll advertise it myself. It's not YouTube's job to beat the pavement for my videos. Well, Llama, that cuts different ways. That I still support others. There's nothing wrong with that, Bobby. Appreciate that, but I still think you got a lot more to contribute. I'll say to your comment, Llama Monster, it cuts different ways. Because it's up to us to promote our videos and put our stuff out there. And it's not YouTube's specific job or duty, but YouTube is full of ish sometimes, because when they have a video that's popular, when it's a celebrity or something like that, what's up, Crimson Fantasy? When it's a celebrity or it's a viral sensational video that comes out there, you don't have to go to YouTube and say, could you promote my video, for them to put it in the recommended comments or to literally play it. Like, I was watching a video the other day, right? I'm not subscribed to Will Smith, haven't been in a while. After I finished watching this particular video, which was about something totally different, right after the video stops playing, YouTube goes right into a Will Smith video. I mean, I don't want to see the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air right now. I dubbed that. But I saw how they promote what they want to promote. So, when it comes to that, it's about understanding what your niche is and what your target audience is. And a lot of people may fail because they may not realize what their target audience is, where they're significant, where they're gonna gain strides. Because sometimes you may think it's in one place, but it's in another. YouTube will permit a sure thing. If they know they will be viewed, they'll promote it. Hashtag capitalism. I agree. That's why I said it may not be their job to do, but they sure do a good job of promoting stuff that they think they could capitalize on. So I'm saying to you, which I agree with you, you should you should promote what you think is worth capitalizing on it for yourself. But I'm not going to sit there and absolve YouTube of promoting videos and putting stuff out there that should be promoted, because I still believe my thing personally. I believe YouTube picks winners and losers, because I don't see a whole bunch of us here in this chat, or it's the small YouTubers or people that haven't been recognized. I don't see you as losers. I see you people who haven't figured it out yet, or who hasn't ascended to that level. I mean, maybe you don't have what it takes at this particular moment to go the distance, but it doesn't mean you won't make it there. Like, one of my favorite examples is the Kentucky Fried Chicken guy, Colonel Sanders, which is a real person. He was actually frying chicken, doing his thing, working. He was retired. This man was 64, 65 years old before he became world famous frying chicken. This is pre-internet. This is pre-social media, all this stuff. Man became an international superstar in his 60s. By the time he was 70s, he was a legend. So that's what that is. I mean, it's never too late. And there's countless, examples of people peaking late. Somebody like Samuel Jackson, peaked, he was in his later years, maybe in his 30s and 40s, he became, big name Hollywood actor and stuff like that. And, the list goes on and on. So it's really, I think, about the level of importance that you put to this, the focus, the passion. How much does this mean to you? Just like with me, I mean, I feel like, I had KFC for dinner today. And shout out to Road King. I was actually thinking about you, Road King. I need to stop by your channel, man. Shout out to you. I was, yeah, you messed up my train of thought. I had KFC tonight. I'm not gonna have KFC tonight. I'm actually gonna have this tonight. I'm gonna have some cheese puffs. I had that thing upside down. Did I have this upside down? Anyway, but the point is, like I said, the point is this: if it means something to you, you're gonna figure out a way to make it work. If it really does. And for some people, I get it. Yeah, you missed the point, Crimson Fantasy, but it's all good. You'll figure it out later. It's all good. The point of it all is that if it really means something to you, if you're really passionate, if it's really for you, then you figure out a way to make it work. Sometimes you have to look at different strategies. You have to sometimes reinvent yourself. That's the good thing about this society, being online, doing different things. If one channel doesn't work, you can shut that down and reinvent yourself. If this channel don't work, if I never pop, if it never becomes anything popular, I can delete it, start over, come back again. Instead of Mel Poppy. I don't know. I could be I don't know. I don't know. I could be anybody. Come on here with a mask, a luchador. The philosophy of Bell will be a school works 100 years. No. But I get the point. You never know. Hey, the point. I guess the point of it all is like, just be purposeful with what you're doing. Be purposeful. Be deliberate. About it. Let it be something that you're in line with. It just. I don't know, but I don't knock anybody. Just to go back to what you said, Barbie, I don't knock anybody for saying this is not for them. I don't knock anybody for doing this YouTube thing, this social media thing, this content creation thing, which is hard. It is hard to consistently create content on a regular basis. I don't knock anybody for saying that this ain't for me. This is hard, because editing itself, I don't care who you are. I don't care where you from, what you do, how you look, how you smell, how much money you have. Editing videos is some hard-ish, because at the end of the day, you got to put these clips together. You got to tell a story. You got to make it engaging. You got to hope you put the right tags and all that other nonsense. And then that's what it is. The Poor Brothers are honestly a toxin, and look at the popularity sites. It gives them everything they're wrong. And for example, for the use today. Yes, it's a poor example, the Poor Brothers. But to understand what the Poor Brothers is doing, they put together a team. They put together a marketing strategy. They figure it out. They figure out how to do certain things. Yeah, Crimson Fantasy. Editing is fun if you do it on your own schedule, at your own time, at your own pace, and you have the time to really sit down and get down into it. Editing can be fun, but editing can be stressful for a lot of people who don't understand the technology, or that may not be their thing, or they may not really be a filmmaker or stuff like that. When I see people like them, it makes me shove. Yeah, well, it's the good and the bad. You take the good and the bad, the crookeds with the straights, Barbie. You're going to have people on the site, that do the right thing, and maybe they're not as rewarded for it. You're going to have people that do the wrong thing, and it seems like they get pushed up there and they rise up. That says more about the society than it does, the actual, it says something about the content creators too, but it says something about society as well, to what they value and what they hold in esteem to be something that's relevant, because people can become famous for actually doing nothing. I hardly even edit clips. I'll usually just make one take videos and hope for the best. I know you do, Llama Monster, and that's your prerogative. You can do that. But the point that I'm trying to make with that is that, be purposeful for it. And this is not for you, then, hey, ain't nothing wrong with that, but at least give it an effort, a good old college try, or, do something that you're passionate about. Try to figure out what your niche is and where you fit in, get in where you fit in. And if it don't work, and you say, all right, I tried and I put forth my best effort, and you don't want to be around and you don't want to do this or whatever, then you can do what you got to do. Living proof. Yeah, Scott King. I know you living proof. You got to do what you got to do. I mean, I don't know. It's nothing wrong with saying, hey, look, this is just ain't for me. It doesn't click. So it is what it is. This online thing, this content creation, this YouTube stuff, it ain't for everybody. It really ain't. For those people that ascend to another level, for those people that have reached a certain level of success, they understand, they know. And then there's the other side of it. From people that I talked to, when you do get a level of success, when you do have something, people are constantly looking at you, grabbing at you, trying to figure out what they can get from you, how they can use you, how you can get a shout out, how you can do stuff to help them. It's like, help me, help you, like I said, help me again, like I said. So it's crazy like that. So, it cuts different ways. And, like I said, I don't know. Maybe I'm a strange individual. Sometimes I wonder if it's right for me. Well, here's the thing, Crimson Fantasy. There's nothing wrong with that. I used to love it. Honestly, I loved editing. There's nothing wrong with that. You could love editing again. My cornucopia of wisdom will be shared with the masses. I am a blessing upon humanity. Sounds like you're reading my books, Llama Monster. You might be stealing some of my material. But anyway, the good news, Scott King. Nothing wrong with that. Do that too. Well, Bobby, you focus on what it is that you like to do. And also too, remember something. If your content is not hitting, if you're not really, hitting your stride, and you like to edit, or you like to film, or you like to do commentary or voiceovers and whatnot, sometimes you can collaborate with people. There's times when I wanted to delete my channel. I wanted to pack it in. I wanted to say, hey, I got nothing to do with this. And then there was a collaboration or something that happened with somebody that, caused me to say, hey, you know what? Maybe I should do this a little bit longer. Maybe I push a little bit harder, stay in the fight and do what I do, So it never hurts to, seek out, help in this whole journey, especially if we meet each other, if we spend time on each other's live streams and talking to each other privately, or, meet each other in meetups or in real life and stuff like that. If you get advice from people, get advice from people. If you have to change some things, change some things. If it gets stale, if it gets old, revamp it. Walk away for a while, take a break. I tell anybody, if you have trouble with stress or problems with this whole thing, take a break. Turn the phone off, or turn the notifications off, sign out of YouTube for a little while, then come back in a couple of months and see how you feel about it. But there's still people out here, doing stuff that's relevant. In the words of Dark Matter, there's still a lot of success to be had on YouTube. So there's that whole thing. But I guess the definition of insanity is, as they say, is doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result. Sometimes we'll put out the same content the same way, the same time, even in the same tone, and expect a different result. With me, I don't try to come at you the same way all the time, even if I'm doing something that seems similar. I try to have a different tone, a different mood, a different subject. You never know. Maybe I need to go outside more. Listen what people's telling you. Maybe, the advice that folks is giving you, is something that's going to help you. But, exhaust your options before you just walk away, before you, disregard it, because I've been there too. But I look at it this way. If I disregard all my content, if I step away from this, if I say it's no good, it's not worth it, I have to ask myself, what about those people that supported me? What about the people that are watching me that are affected by this? Sometimes, like I said, I've seen on Facebook, what a friend said, sometimes you have people rooting for you that you don't even know. You really don't. Yes, I give some thought. I know I'm currently working on my health issues, and I hope health issues are continuing to be addressed now. Yes, that's cool. As it pertains to that, Barbie, hopefully everything is good with you on that. And let's speak about that as it pertains to health, as it pertains to real life. Side note, real life. You know, when it comes to real life, content creation, all that stuff, family, all the content creation, all the internet stuff, the fame, money, whatever, that goes to the side. I tell anybody, you on here in this internet, I don't care how big you are, I don't care how many subscribers you have, I don't care what you're doing, I don't care what's happening. Take care of your health first. Take care of your family. I'll please believe that. Tell me what I want to hear. Yeah, well, you blocked a lot of people. I'm a monster. But going back to you, Bobby, it's a situation where I tell people, when it comes to this, if it is affecting your health, if it is affecting your family, which I've known people personally who they said that has, had to step away and do what you have to do. I always tell people that I don't care if you have 100,000 subscribers. I don't care if you have 1,000,000 subscribers. When it comes to the people that actually support you, in an emotional way, that are there for you, be it a spouse, be it children, be it, co-workers, friends, or whatever, people that are really there for you. If it's affecting relationships, if it's, causing a strain or deterioration in a relationship in any way, I always tell you to focus on that. Yeah, I'm definitely working on my health issues now and I have under doctor's care. Fine. Yeah, that's good. That's good, Bobby. So I tell anybody, health first, family first, when it comes to this. I mean, this will be here. Somebody else will fill the space of the void that you left if that's the case. What's going on, Detox Diva? Appreciate you. Normally not live at this time, but this time I'm live, as always. But anyway, that's what it is. Hello to you, Detox Diva. And I guess you came in a good time in the chat. What I was talking about, Detox Diva, was this. I don't know if you was listening, but this is what I'm saying basically about how when you're on here online, you're trying to get content creation out there, reach the masses, or get involved with different people, or like put your message out there. Health is always important, and I know Detox Diva, you understand something like that. I tell anybody, if you have different things that you got going on behind the scenes that are important, that need to be addressed, health issues, life issues, financial issues, always deal with the life stuff first. This internet stuff will be here. Somebody else will figure out how to fill a void that you left. Somebody else will do exactly what you did and claim to do it better, or whatever, whatever. I don't know. Always focus on your health first. Always focus on your family first, because I've known people personally on here, can't say no names, can't get into details, who have had issues with relationships. And I can't go any further than that without revealing any details. And sometimes you're faced with, okay, I got 100,000 subscribers, or 3,000-4,000 subscribers, and I'm giving them my time, here, but my spouse is over there and they need time and attention, my kids and stuff like that, etc., etc. What do? Do you keep pushing it? Do you put the family to the side? Do you try to go after it? Like I said, it gets real like that. And let me see the comment. I forgot the comment. Be a free thinker, and do what feels good for you. If it's overexerted, you need to go step away from it. Yes, I agree with that, but I think a lot of people don't get that at first. So that's probably one of the mistakes that we may make when it comes to this. And I guess I could go back to an earlier point that Barbie made about it. When you're seeing people rise that are doing things the wrong way, and then you're trying to do things the right way and it's not rising as much as you want. Sometimes when you're doing the right thing and you're putting out certain content that's hitting in a positive way, it ain't for everybody. It is for a certain audience. Maybe you're doing a positive thing and it's only for 50 people, as opposed to that negative thing, and there's 50,000 people or 50 million. But I'm glad you're getting what you need to get, Barbie, because that's the way to go, to take care of yourself. Because ultimately that's what it's about. We have dreams and goals and things that we want to do and stuff that we want to accomplish. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Definitely ain't nothing wrong with that. But also too, when it comes to real life, we need to know how to put it in perspective. This is the internet. This is what we do here. This is an imitation of life, or a reflection of life, or art imitating life, however you want to put it. And then there's real life, the things you can't see off camera, and then we're back in frame. So the point is, what I'm saying is, you learn the balance of it, and you go from where you need to go from it with that. But always have your priorities straight, Always put yourself in a position where you're taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Yes, and I'm not trying to keep up with people. I just want to continue doing what I'm doing, no matter if I get 1 or 1 million views. There you go. Appreciate that, Detox Diva. But But I'm not gonna be naive. If I get 1 million views on something, that's when the test starts. That's when the drama comes, because we're saying we do it for this and that reason. Sometimes we get tested, because I'll say to you, Detox Diva, Free to Be Me, Barbie, what do you do when you Jillet? Yo, what's going on, Jillet? See you. What happens when you're just doing your thing and you're doing it for the fun of it, and then all of a sudden it pops, it explodes? Now you have people who are coming from far and wide to see you, to hear you, to experience you. That's when you find out who you really are. When money is being thrown at you, that's when you find out who you really are. Money doesn't really change people. The success, the fame, or whatever doesn't really change people. It really reveals who you are. And you'll find out who you are, even if you get as simple as 100,000 or 50,000 or 60, 70,000 subscribers on your channel. I got 1 million views on my pool video, and I'm still not. Yeah, well, it happens. It happens. Ain't nothing wrong with that. 1 million views, kudos to you. Shout out to that. But still, like I said, what happens if you become a viral sensation? Nothing wrong with that. It can reveal who you are. So, but the 1 million views with the money, that's for something. I don't know, but like I said, it's like, can you remain who you are? Can you put it all into perspective? You're already a sensation. Llama Monster, you're already a sensation. In some realm, in some universe, I believe that to be true. Amongst the llamas of the world, the monsters of the world, somewhere, you probably are a sensation. Everybody's a sensation and beautiful in their own way. Everybody's special in some type of way. Especially if you got people watching you, coming by, checking on you, caring about you. I mean, we all have something to contribute. Each and every last one of us, even the people who don't release content on a regular basis. You have a co-following. Yes, you do, Jidlet. You do have a co-following. I can attest to. I'm not saying it's a cult for obvious reasons, politically correct reasons, but let's just say it was probably somewhere around that. But everybody rocks in their own particular special way. Not to sound sap happy, not to sound or mushy and gushy and all that stuff, but each and every one of you has something to contribute, and that's one of the things I want you to take away from this, if anything, that when you put stuff out there, you should have something to say. It shouldn't be just for the sake of doing it, because it's a popular thing. But, it is important to note that you do have something to contribute. You do have something to offer. It's not irrelevant, your existence here. Everybody on this planet is here for a reason, be it good, be it bad, whatever their case may be, but you do have something to contribute. And there's a lot of us out there that do have positive and uplifting, upbuilding things to contribute. There are people who are affected by us, regardless of what it is. I can complain about me having 7 people when some people have 70,000 views or 700 or whatever the case may be. That's what's up, Barbie. But you start where you are. You be grateful for the audience that you have. And it took me time. I had to be grateful for the audience that I have. I'm grateful for each and every one of you that's in the chat, for the people that gave the thumbs up, didn't have to ask, for the people that shared it out, and they did it on their own accord, because you took the time out to come by and see and hear what I'm saying, and it's about respecting your time. Like I said, I respect people's time. That's why I'm not going to be on here an hour. Famous last words. Should I go 40 minutes? Yeah, I'll probably go 40 minutes and then we'll wrap this up. But, like I said, you get the gist of it. For those people that didn't catch everything, you can watch the replay. I think this is a reasonable time left. Thank you, Jillet. You're a good person as well. And I encourage people to go check out Jillet's channel, Detox Diva, Free to Be Me, Barbie. Check out that 1 million view video with the pool. Nice stuff. Very, very well shot. Jillet with his randomness. Ro King was in here. So many of you folks come by and they show love and support. How to Survive on YouTube. Do what makes you happy and do it your way. You know what? That might not be bad advice, to be honest with you. It might not be bad advice. Do what you want to do and do it your way. Always support. But also I say to you in closing, Free to Be Me, Barbie, is you should be supportive of others, be uplifting of each other and stuff like that. But be supportive of yourself as well. Believe in yourself, support yourself, uplift yourself, You know, beat at your craft. Be your own cheerleader. Be your own best friend in this situation. You know, be the one that, your worst critic and your best friend in this situation. You know, be somebody who really is honest with yourself, modesty, self-effaces, learns how to take advice where to take advice, and fend off the criticism when unnecessary. And I think you probably should be all right. May not get the results everybody else get, but the thing is, you get where you need to be. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate you. Thank you, Llama. Thank you, Detox Diva, Road King, Mr. Cool, Llama Monster, Jidlid, everybody else that's been here. Folks that come in and out, I see you folks out there lurking. I'm not gonna say pleasure yourself, but yeah, we're gonna leave it at that. Take care, though.